Patti with Comax Business Systems. Today I want to do a brief overview on the new bizhub mid-range I-Series. Your bizhub may be configured in a different way, but most models come with standard new upgrades such as double feed detection and auto deskew function, a tilt screen that goes from 26-degree angle to a 90-degree angle, which makes it handicap accessible and gives you more flexibility to cut down on the glare. New solid-state drives replace the old hard drive technology. RAM has increased from 4 gigs to 8 gigs. Dual scan document feeder has been added. Soft close hinges. Higher yields on your toner drum so you replenish less frequently, and with the new changes in designs, they're less likely to spill. And on certain models, you can now run up to 70 envelopes from tray 1, and a new convenience stapler has been also added. So let's take a look at the machine. So today we're going to be taking a look at the bizhub C450i machine. So this machine actually has a 300-page document feeder. Some of the others just have a 100-page document feeder. And as I mentioned earlier, this machine is equipped with the soft close hinges, so it doesn't slam down on you sometimes. So just kind of keep in mind, we'll go over some basic things. When you guys are copying from the document feeder, make sure that you go in portrait way like this. The copier does work landscape, but it takes less time for the copier to read this way. If you have something in your other hand, make sure that you don't lay it on these little sensors right here, because that's what tells the copier what size paper is going in. Now, when you're copying from the glass or the platen, make sure that you go face down. And something I've noticed is a lot of times people will put their document over here in the center, and the copier doesn't know what size paper you're using if you put it in the center. So always start over here in the left-hand corner, especially with small items. The copier is designed to copy anything small onto 8.5 by 11. So if you get past that 8.5 mark, it may take that image and rotate it around like this. Okay? So while we're here, you see a little picture of a looks like money with a big red line through it. So basically that's telling you do not copy money in color, because the copier will pop up with a big error message and says no reproduction. All right, so this is your slit glass right here. You want to make sure you keep that clean. If you notice you're getting little dots, little streaks on your copies, make sure that you clean this off before you place a service call. Now you can take those little computer wipes and wipe it off with those. Or you could spray something, Windex maybe on a rag, but do not squirt anything directly into that area right here. Same thing with your display. You may want to use a computer wipe to just wipe it off, clean off the smudges there. Okie doke. So now with the new I-Series, you have an expanded degrees on your display there, so it goes from 26 degrees to 90 degrees, and this cuts down on the glare, and it's also handicap accessible. So I wanted to point this out to you guys today because I get a lot of phone calls where people are calling and saying that they can't copy and that the copier is telling them to put paper in the bypass. So normally what happens there is either the guides are out on the paper, not snug to the paper, or whatever size paper they're trying to print or copy to is not on the copier. So if you'll notice right here, tray 1 has question marks. So if I go down and open tray 1, you can see that the guide's been left out. So make sure that your guides are snug all the way around, okay? And if they are, you'll notice on your display, it'll pop up with the correct paper size. Now, you'll notice while I'm down here, tray 2 has a light around it. So basically that's telling you that you're completely out of paper. And the big one is the one right here that says A4. And basically that's a European paper size. So normally what's happened is, again, someone has left the guides out. So you'll either see question marks or a A4. So if I look down here on tray 3, you can see that my guide is not completely close to the paper. And I think an A4 is like a 12 by 8 paper, just a little bit bigger than 11 by 8.5. Okay, so here's your bypass on the side if you know you need to put specialized paper in there, like letterhead, envelopes, that type of thing. Now to get your meter count, you're going to go to your home button right here and counter. And you will see your information right here. And this is what the girls will be calling when they call you for your meter count. Okay, and then just to get out of that, you're just going to touch your home button. Whoops. Oh, sorry, close and home. A couple other little handy things to know. Your sub power is right here, and your main power is down here on the right side of the machine. So if a technician calls you back and says, hey, have you powered the machine down? First thing you want to do is turn off the sub power, because that turns off the circuit boards and everything. And then you want to turn off the main power. And then when you get ready to power it back up, you do just the reverse. So let's take a look at how to clear jams, or as they like to say in the industry, misfeeds. So if you have a jam on your document feeder, you're going to open this light gray section here and remove your jam here. Now, if you have something that's come through the document feeder to the bottom part, you're going to release this green tab right here. Okay, and this opens up so that you don't have to fish your fingers in there like a fishing expedition. So when you get ready to close it, make sure you just use the little tab right here and it latches right here. Now just remember, light gray on the outside, green on the inside. So let's move over here to the side of the machine. You see two gray handles here that open up. So you can open right here. Okay, there's also a little door down here that opens up. Okay, on the inside you see green, so you can go here. If the jam's here, you can roll it right here. So again, light gray on the outside, green on the inside. So let's close that up. And let's go to this area in the center of the machine. This is called the transport area. And what it does, it takes paper from the paper trays over to the finisher. So this opens right here. Okay, and you can see it catches right here so that you're less likely to get your hand slammed in there. So when you get ready to close it, you're just going to pull it to the left just a little bit and it'll drop down real easy. Over here's another little section. This opens like this, and you see the little green tab right here. So that pulls up like that. Okay, and you can remove your jam there and just close that right back up. So right here is your finishing unit, and this is where it staples and hole punches if you have those options there. So this opens here, and you see green on the inside here. So, you know, you want to try to make sure that you wheel everything as through as far as you can get it so that you're not sticking your hand up in there and trying to find the actual paper. So this kind of releases here. Now, you'll notice that you have a stapling unit right here. And I'd like to show you how to change staples, but I can't because it would misalign my staple unit. So what happens is, when the stapler gets empty, the cartridge comes all the way out and it turns right here. And then what you'll do is you'll take the blue tab, just pull it out and change the cartridge out. There's also a little diagram here that shows you how to do that. Plus I have a video online that will show you how to do that. Now this machine is equipped with hole punch. So you'll see the little blue sticker right here. All you do is pull that out. It's kind of like a coffee maker. And just empty your hole punches. Pop it back in there. And you're good to go. Alrighty, so let's just close this up. Now I've showed you all the jams, all the places that jams could be in, but you know, it's usually not in all of these places. Okay, so let's take a look at how to change our consumables. So you'll notice on your main screen you have a little toner indicator here that shows you how much toner is left in each one of your colors. Now the good thing about this is it'll pop up with a message that says change toner soon. Now don't change it when it gives you that warning. You still have about 20% left in that toner. You want to wait till it's completely out, and then you can change it on the fly. So you don't have to stop your job. As soon as you change it, the copier will start right back up. So your toner is right here on this first little section here. It just opens up like that. You have black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Super easy to change. You just pull it out like this, okay, pitch it, and when you get the new toner, you just pop it right back in. And it's notched there, so you can't get it in cockeyed. And we do have a recycling program through Konica Minolta called Green Planet US. and that's on our website also. So let's take a look at the waste toner box, and this is very important. And it's in your little second section down like this. And what this does, it collects the dust off the toner so that it doesn't go back up in your machine and gunk things up. So it's real easy to change. You just pinch the little tabs here together, okay? And then when you get the new one, you just take it, pop it right back in where you got the old one out, and you're done. But now just remember, make sure that when you get a message that pops up on your copier that says change waste toner box soon, you don't ignore that. Sometimes you can do 100 copies, sometimes 1,000 copies, but it'll eventually lock up your machine if you keep ignoring that little message. So that's a very important thing to remember, okay? Let's take a look at how to change the staples on this specific unit. It has a finisher, a FS539. Now your copier may have a different finisher on it, and we have included instructions on our website for each finisher and how to change the staples. Just make sure that when you get ready to change the staples, you wait till the copier tells you to change the staples, because it'll throw everything offline if you don't. And each one of these cartridges hold 5,000 staples. So let's go to the side here and open up the finisher door. Okay. You also have directions here. Alrighty. Now, what you're going to do on this specific finisher, you're going to put your thumb in this hole right here. This unlocks the mechanism, and you'll find with your middle finger there's a wheel. If you wheel that around, it'll change the position of the stapler. Okay, we want it right about right there. Okay. Then you're going to hold or grab hold of this little blue casing here, pull it out. Now this one is full, but when it is empty, you'll see that there's nothing in there. And what you want to do, usually it leaves about a sheet of staples in there. So flip it over like this, pull down the little tab here at the end, and push those staples, the last little sheet of staples out. And then what you're going to do is hold right here where it has the little arrows. Oops, sorry, hold down here, pull the staple cartridge out, pop the new one in, and then you're just going to pop it right back in here, like that. Okay, when you close the door, the stapling mechanism will reset for you and you'll be ready to go. So this is the new convenience stapler that I mentioned earlier today. So basically what this does, if you've come over here and you've had something stapled together and you need to unstaple it, run your copies, and then you need to staple your originals back together, you just pop it right over here, and that will staple your originals back together. So to order supplies or put in a service call, you're going to look on the front of your machine and you should have a Comax sticker on there. You'll see this ID number, and we always have to have that ID number so we'll know where your copier is and what model it is. You also have a toll-free number, 888-483-7440, and our local number here is 304-744-7440. So let's take a quick look at the panel. Your first section is color, and you'll notice that the copier is defaulted to black. But if you need to make a color copy, make sure that you always choose auto color as opposed to full color. And the difference is, under auto color, the copier can distinguish which pages are color and which pages are black and white. Now you have some more sections down here, and I honestly don't see these used very often, but it's a two-color process, and one says text and one says photo. So basically what it does, if you select two color, it gives you options of two colors, black being the primary color. So if I chose black and magenta, what this would do, it would take a regular document that has color in it and it would flip it, all the color, to magenta, but the black would stay black. So like I say, that's not something that's used a lot, maybe more in a print shop environment. Single color, you may want to use this. This is really helpful if you maybe had a text document and you maybe want to do something festive for Halloween or Thanksgiving. You might come in here and select pumpkin or red, and it would change every color to that color that you chose, including the text. Alrighty, so let's go back here and just select black. Okay, your next section here.
Other hand.
Well, okay.
No.
What are we going to do now? Start over?
No.
Okay, so the next section is your paper trays, and you notice you're on auto paper, and just want to point out that your bypass is always down here on the bottom. It looks like it has a little hand beside it, and the bypass tray on the machine is actually on the side of the machine. Now if you need to reduce or enlarge, you're going to come to the zoom section, and you'll notice you have presets on the main screen. So for example, if you needed to maybe reduce 11 by 17 down to 8.5 by 11, there's a little preset right here for that. Now, most people use this 200% or 50%, and that's basically twice the size, half the size. And if you need to tweak anything, you can come in here, select one of your presets, go to zoom, and you can use your minus and pluses, or you can touch the screen, clear out what's on there, and then just type in whatever percentage you need. Alrighty, so we're just going to close that out and select OK here. And you see that I put 258% in here. Now if you need to get rid of that, this is your best friend right here, your reset button. So just reset it, and that'll take everything back to the main defaults. Right here under original and output basically means duplexing. So you have one-sided to two-sided, 2 to 1, and 2 to 2. Now there's a little section right below that called combining. And what this does, it takes multiple pages and reduces them onto one. So this is really handy if you want to save paper or filing space and time. For example here, 4 and 1, we're going to select that, and I've already made a little copy to show you what it does. So I put 4 pages through the document feeder, and it comes out like this. So you can see how that would save you paper. Okay, so let's hit our reset here. Go over to the right here, and you see a little shortcut for stapling. It looks like a piece of paper with a staple in the corner. And so to use that, you're just going to touch it, and it'll do a corner staple for you. Now if you need more options, you can come down to finishing, and you'll see 2 position. So you can actually do 2 position to the left. If you had hole punch on your machine, your hole punch options would be right here. And the copier is automatically set up to sort and offset when you're doing sets. Okay, so let's just select OK right here. And we'll move down to the bottom here where it says applications. This is where your more advanced features are. So we're going to touch this, and you notice that you can scroll across it just like an iPhone or iPad, and there's tons of applications out here. So if you're interested in learning about those, I have a video online that goes into each one of these, or you can call me or email me. Alrighty, we're going to close out of there. Okay, I'm going to come up here to the top. There's a little tab that says Program, and I'm going to select Program, and you see that I have a little shortcut set up that says Staple and Two-Sided. So what this does, it allows you to set up your own shortcuts that you use repetitively and store them in here and name them, and then when you need to use them, you just recall them. Okay, now this is a very important feature, job list. So if we go to our job list, anything that's going on with the copier will be showing right here. So you see you have in progress tab right here, so anything current or in progress would be right here. At this point, if you needed to, you could highlight a job and delete it, or you could highlight a job and increase priority if you want to bump yourself above everybody else. Okay, the next section is log, and this is really handy. It creates a log of everything that's done in the last, I think it holds about 50 records. Really handy if somebody has sent a fax and somebody's thrown away your confirmation, you can come out here and see if it's went or not. Okay, or if a job did not go, it'll say deleted due to error. The next little tab over here is called Communication List. Now this machine doesn't have a fax kit on it, but what this does, you can actually go out and pull reports of faxes sent or received and print those off. Alrighty, we're going to close out of here. This is your home button down here in the left corner of your screen. Okay, so this brings you back to actually the menu, the main menu. Now you have some little soft keys over here on the side, and these can be set up according to what functions you want over here. So this one's got an interrupt button, which is really nice. So if someone's in here doing a job and you're like, I just need a couple of copies, you can interrupt the job and do your copies and then come back, turn it back on, and it'll resume and pick up where it left off. Of course, here's your reset button. Here's your stop button if you need to stop a job while it's in progress. And here is your start button. So this is just a quick wrap up on a bizhub I series. And as usual, if you guys have questions, you can call me or email me or look at our website. We have a lot of valuable information on our website. So thanks for joining us today, and hope we'll drop some more videos soon.